Well, thanks for visiting us this morning at ArklaTexHomepage.com. I'm meteorologist Josh Marces with your Thursday morning forecast update. It looks like once again the weather pattern will be fairly forgiving for most of us today, as we'll likely have those temperatures come in a little bit below normal. Still going to be a warm afternoon today, and it looks like some stray and spotty showers will be possible, mainly south of Interstate 20. We actually do have a little bit of rain this morning, but it's looking more likely we could see some of this spotty activity pop up again this afternoon. So there's a look at PINPOINT Doppler. We have a little band of rainfall there from Rusk and Panola counties just south of Carthage over into DeSoto Parish. There's what's happening here. There's a little bit of a warm front. It's just south of us here, which is triggering some of those isolated showers and perhaps a thunderstorm or two. So the rain this morning will basically be south of Interstate 20. Can't rule out maybe a stray shower in Shreveport, but I think once we go through the morning, we should see most of this activity dissipate. Once we warm up this afternoon, likely we'll have a few pop-up showers out there, but a pretty big spread in temperatures just due to that warm front south of I-20, where we're sitting at about 70 degrees. Still feeling that cooler air in the northern Arklatex. We're in the 50s in Idabel and DeQueen, and pretty comfortable morning in the low 60s in Texarkana. Here's a look at satellite and radar. So, pretty active weather still across the region. Yesterday we had a little dome of high pressure that sat over us and kept most of us dry. That's moving off to the east today, so we have opened the window to see maybe slightly higher rain chances in some areas, but the overall threat for rain for most of us is pretty low again today. Wind speeds out of the north at about 2 to 5 miles per hour, so we should have pretty light winds again today. And as far as the visibility in that cooler air north of I-30, it looks like we do have some patchy, maybe even some dense fog setting up, so if you're commuting through Oklahoma, northeast Texas, as well as Arkansas, be mindful of that as you head outside this morning. High temperatures later today, likely going to be in the low to mid 80s, and look at your Robbins Toyota Futurecast, which again doesn't really show much of that rain holding together south of Interstate 20, but we know it's out there, so there's a chance it could hold together this morning. A little more sun for the northern Arklatex today. Once we start to warm up, you can see some of these spotty showers, mainly south of Interstate 20. So again, we will have at least a slight chance of rain today and through the first half of the day tomorrow. But this warm front will start to move back to the north, so I think we'll start to tap into maybe a little more rain by Friday evening, and looks likely that we'll see some scattered storms on Saturday as well. What will happen Sunday, we've got this area of low pressure that's just going to park itself in South Texas, and what that's going to do is just reach down into the Gulf of Mexico and just kind of chuck rainfall at us Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday of next week. So that looks to be the rainiest 3-day period here. And again, the forecast model's been pretty consistent all week in showing those 1 to 3 inch totals, but now that the models are kind of looking into the middle of next week with rain still going Tuesday and Wednesday, it is starting to hint at maybe some heavier totals south of I-20. Again, for the purposes of the lakes and rivers, the further south that this rain falls, the heaviest rain that is, it gets it through our waterways a little bit quicker, so we're again hoping to keep a lot of the water out of the northern Arklatex here, because that all has to drain through us. So again, if we see some 3 to 5 inch amounts here, we could see some localized flooding as far as rivers, lakes, as well as maybe some roadways as we go into next week. But it looks like the bulk of that rain would likely be Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday of next week. So still pretty active weather period for us, as we'll be in the 70s and 80s. Again, typical highs right around 90, so the rain's keeping us cooler than average. But again, the last thing we need right now is any more rain. Overnight lows will continue to run in the 60s and 70s. We're hoping this pattern shows some signs of letting up by late next week.